with Israel expressing a cautious optimism on the possibility of a ceasefire deal in Gaza. Let's now get the view of Hamas spokesman Osama Hamdan. Is an agreement close in your view?
Thank you for having me. Unfortunately, everyone understands now that what Hamas had said in the last 6 months is true, that Benjamin Netanyahu and his government are not willing to achieve an agreement. In fact, the Israelis, in those 2 days negotiation, rejected the paper which was introduced by the Americans on 24th of June, based on the Mr. Biden initiative and the Security Council resolution, and also which considered all the Israeli points. They rejected that even after Hamas have accepted that. And the 2 days negotiation, they stand against the paper and they have new ideas which was not discussed before. I believe we have to recall what Gallant have said. The army minister in Israel said the main obstacle to achieve an agreement is Netanyahu. He was and he is the obstacle. So I believe in those 2 days, everyone discovered that the obstacle comes from the occupation. When Hamas accepted the proposals in the 5th of June, Israel rejected that after 4 weeks. And when Hamas accepted the paper.
So then can I ask you, Mr. Hamdan, would Hamas make compromises then on a continued Israeli presence in parts of Gaza if it meant a temporary agreement could be reached?
Well, I think we have compromised. There was a paper introduced by the mediators, and we accepted that in the 2nd of July. And this paper was clear about the ceasefire on two levels or 2 stages, and the withdrawal from Gaza, including Philadelphia and the Rafah cross point. And it was clear about the whole issues. And it was considering all the Israelis' questions at that time more than the questions of Hamas. We accepted that, but Israel reacted by assassinating the head of the Politburo of Hamas, Mr. Ismail Haniyeh. What we have told the mediators, the brothers in Qatar and Egypt, was a clear position. The United States have to make a real pressure on Netanyahu.
Can I just clarify, forgive me, can I just clarify then, following the assassination of Ismail Haniyeh, does that still stand? Would Hamas accept a temporary presence in some shape or form in parts of Gaza, including Rafah and the Philadelphia corridor, if it meant that the bombing and the killing would stop, at least for a little while?
Well, I have to be clear. From day number 1, when Paris Initiative came to our hands, we've said we will not accept temporary arrangements. It has been done in November 2023, and the Israelis undermined that. So we want a full arrangement. And all the negotiation were with the mediators on the basis of a complete arrangements, including a ceasefire and an Israeli withdrawal from all the parts in Gaza. On 2 stages, that was clear, 2 stages. The first stage, the first phase for 6 weeks, the second phase for another 6 weeks. So all that was arranged, and the Israelis have accepted that before this. And those days, they have rejected that back, saying that they are not going to withdraw.
Can I ask though, Mr. Hamdan, can I ask you though, I understand what you're saying, but by insisting that these issues be resolved at this stage in the process, does that not essentially give the Israelis a pretext to continue with the war?
No. Well, the Israelis have added another condition. They accepted before to withdraw from Netzarim, but now in those negotiations, the last 2 days, they have said they are not willing to withdraw from Netzarim. So they are stepping back. Not Hamas is stepping back. Even after the assassination of brother Ismail Haniyeh, we declared and we informed even the mediators, we will not postpone the negotiations we are going through. Brother Ismail Haniyeh was doing his best to achieve an agreement, and we will follow that with the new leader of Hamas, Yahya Sinwar. We informed everyone that we are going to do that. So the problem came from the Israeli side, who tried to add more conditions, who rejected what he had accepted before. This is the problem. Philadelphia was part of the arrangement which was proposed to us on the 24th of June, and we accepted that on the 2nd of July. Now he is not willing to withdraw. After the pressure of the Americans, he said that he is ready just to achieve a kind of arrangement without a complete withdrawal.
Right, but you are asking for conditions that the Israelis are now saying are completely unacceptable in terms of removing the entire security presence from Gaza, asking for a complete withdrawal. Much of this is going to take some time to try and figure out. Meanwhile, it's been 10 months of war, suffering, famine, despair, really an appalling level of human suffering in Gaza. What is going to happen if this agreement collapses and there's nothing to come from this?
I agree with you that the main purpose for all the negotiation to stop the suffering of the Palestinians, to stop Israel from having the right of killing the Palestinians. What they want, and they have declared in those 2 days negotiations, they want the right to come back to the fight, even if there was a prisoner exchange. They want to have the right to attack Gaza whenever they want. They wanted that clearly. How can any Palestinian accept that for them? We are talking about a complete ceasefire and withdrawal. I have to add another thing. In West Bank, they are killing the Palestinians. There is no fight, there is no clashes, there is no Hamas fighting them, but they are still killing the Palestinians. In Israel, they don't need to have an excuse to kill the Palestinians. They just kill the Palestinians for the killing itself. They want to get rid of the Palestinians. This is why we insist to have a stable ceasefire, a guaranteed ceasefire, and a complete withdrawal. If they stayed in Jazeera, if they stayed in Philadelphia, they will keep killing the Palestinians. We want to push them out of Gaza in order to secure the lives of the Palestinians, not to give the Israelis the right to attack whenever they want.
Right. Mr. Hamdan, thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.